got to hear about this Autopilot software that you got set up for the junk removal industry. Can you please like give us a background? What is it all about, and how did you come about making this?
So, yeah, man, thank you for the question. And, junk removal changed my life. We talked about this. And anybody watching this, if you want to figure something out to do with your life and you're stuck, junk removal is a great way to go, right? Like, you can make some seriously good money. And I was in that boat. So I started this company and I started using this software. And I wanted to take it serious, right? I wanted to grow my junk removal business because I wanted to get off the truck. So I had employees. I wanted to see what ads were performing the best. So I had to start doing call tracking. I wanted to see my data from the ads. So call tracking, ad tracking, phone call system, because I was sick of using my phone and having like my personal phone. So I got a second phone. I was sick of having, two phones around, and there was just so many issues. And then marketing as well, remarketing to customers. So I realized I was like, dude, not only am I using the CRM that's okay, but I'm also juggling 4 other pieces of software, and as a tech guy, even I was frustrated. I was pissed. So I want to make it so it is so easy for blue collar business owners. Let's be real. Like, I'm not throwing shade, but the fact of the reality is blue collar business owners, they're good with people and they're good with their work. 90% of blue collar business owners hate the fucking computer. They hate it. They're like, Andrew, I'll do anything to not run ads. I'll do anything to not edit video. Like, I'll do anything to not live streaming. This shit's complicated. Even just using software like StreamYard and setting up your mic and editing your video. So point being is, I wanted to build software where you could be the most untechnical computer person. And right now, we're in the beginning stages, we're in beta, but my vision is you sign up for my software, you run your business, and then when you decide to grow and you want to do payroll with your employees and time clocks and time, you can use my software and it'll be dumb easy. You want to market to your customers? Use my software. It'll be so easy. You want to do marketing you want to do ad tracking? Use my software. You want to do call tracking? Use my software. You don't have to use 5 pieces of software. And I'm not the only person who's come up with this idea. I'm not like Albert Einstein, some genius. But the problem is House Call Pro, Jobber, and Workies, they're all trying to do this, but they're all fucking failing miserably because it's so complicated. It's so hard. There's nobody who's making it easy for 35 to 60-year-old blue-collar business owners who don't like software to make this easy. So, and even as a technical guy, I was juggling like call tracking software, ad tracking, and it pissed me off. So, so that's what inspired it. And it's a billion dollar industry, $1 billion. ServiceTitan's going public any day now for $16 billion fucking dollars.
Would you say that your experience in having Jedi junk and actually working did that really help you formulate Autopilot, like the really fit to the junk removal industry's needs and all?
For sure. If I never did junk removal, I'd never understand the software. There's so much going on in this software that I would never be able to do this if I was never physically on the truck and understood the physical the problems getting a phone call while you're driving to a job, or you're on a job and you're trying to send an invoice and you're juggling all these problems. I would never have been able to build this software if I was never in that situation. So definitely, it's a problem that I personally wanted to solve, which is one of the most valuable things that, investment firms look for, is if it's a problem that you're personally solving rather than some imaginary problem that you think exists, a true problem that the founder has.
What I see about you, one of your strengths that I've learned from your YouTube channel is you really dive into the details, like a lot of stuff that other, guys and YouTube channels don't pick up on. You literally break down every little detail in the junk removal business. And, from seeing that, I could expect that Autopilot is going to hit on all this stuff. And You know, I just love that you have your own experience of being on the truck and learning what was, you know, your problems and what was lacking in the industry. And I'm assuming that that's all going to be incorporated into Autopilot. And I'm very interested to see, you know, when is actual the launch date? Like, when are you going to be completely up and running and that the public and everybody can, you know, purchase this?
So, yeah, good question. Um, we're beta testing right now, right? And
When you
we're
say beta testing, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean by beta testing?
so beta testing means people who are willing to sacrifice a few problems for a cheaper price and willing to work with you. So they also get a say in the software. So they get to tell me what's wrong. Andrew, do this. Andrew, do that. Andrew, do this. But they also are going to experience issues because it's buggy, but they also get a lower price. So it's kind of like it's a win-win for both of us. You get a lower price, you help me make it better. That's beta testing. And usually it's your strongest fans, people who have faith in you, they believe in you, they're willing to, you know, take the journey of the difficult road with you. And beta testing's rough because, dude, we've got about 50 people. We're gonna have 100 people on Monday because I've got another batch of 50 we're letting in on Monday. But dude, we've crushed like 200, but like 200 from very small little things that are like negligible to like serious problems that people are finding. But by the next the next answer to your second question, when October 25th, the day of the expo, we're going to be talking about it. It's going to be in beta version 2. I don't want to say public, but it's going to be a much more refined version. And everybody who's at the event or in my virtual or in my the next day, I'm going to go live on my YouTube. So people at the event can sign up for beta version 2. And people the next day on my YouTube channel can sign up for beta version 2. We're going to let in like another 200, 300 people at another discounted price. And to answer your question, when we're going to go public, I'm thinking New Year's. That's when we'll like be like, yo, we're here, we're ready, let's go. Let the whole world in. Let me everybody come in. I'm thinking New Year's. So if you guys are interested in beta testing and helping me destroy the competition and build $1 billion company and help you make your company better, please check out Autopilot beta test. It's $50 a month. You get the same amount of features that Workies gives you at $295 a month. They have a $225 and a $295. House Call Pro is $189. Jobber is $189 a month. We're going to give you everything they have at $50 a month.
Nice. What is the plan for Autopilot? Like, what are you gonna look to charge monthly for when it goes, you know, January 1st when it launches for the public? Where do you want to keep that monthly rate at?
So good question. So here's the thing. We'll always be cheaper. We'll always have the same amount of features or more at a lower cost because nobody's actually come in and tried to undercut them because you just got the corporate giants at the top right now. No other startup has tried to come in and disrupt the industry and, especially with influencers and, all that stuff. But let's say Workies is the most expensive at $225 and $295 a month. House Call Pro and Jobber at $189 a month. When I feel like I'm ready and I feel appropriate to charge the same, which we're like this close, we'll probably be at like that 149, but we're going to have more features in there too, way more. But we'll be at 149 while they're at 189 and 225. So I'll always be cheaper, and I'm not going to lock you in contracts. And there's going to be more features because we discussed earlier call tracking, ad tracking. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Now, have you experimented with these other, softwares? Have you tried them yourself and kind of
Oh,
learned and what they've lacked and all that? Have you seen
oh
that?
yeah, man. I've used them all. I've used them all. I was on House Call Pro for the first year of my business, Workies for the second year of my business. I fucking hated Jobber, but I played with Jobber a lot. I just didn't like Jobber. Service Titan is for enterprise companies, and there's like a handful of other smaller ones that I played around with that all have, there's Mark 8, there's Service Autopilot, which I know this is like my Service Autopilot. There's Service Raider. There's like a whole bunch of. Then you got all like the individual ones that are for specific companies, like roofing companies and pet companies. But I played with hundreds of them, or not. Sorry, not hundreds. 20 of them. And yeah, I'm doing what I think is best.
Can you give us some key features that Autopilot software will benefit junk removal companies? Like, you know,
So
I know you
yeah.
mentioned some of them, but like, what's like the key feature? If you had to mention like two or three of them that really stick out, what would that be for the junk removal industry?
So sequences is one of my favorite thing. They're not ready yet. Sequences will be ready next month. So our beta testers don't have this feature yet. Um, House Call Pro, not Workies, House Call Pro, and just House Call Pro. Workies, Jobber doesn't have this, but House Call Pro finally implemented text messaging. So you can like send text messages to your customers. So remarketing, when you have 1,000 customers, 2,000 customers, you want to remarket them. So you want to send out a text blast. You'd be surprised. Can't do that from these softwares. You have to go get a different software. But nobody has sequences. Sequences is going to be, when I sold Jedi Junk Removal, I had 5,000 customers, 5,000 ish, 5.5K customers in my database at the time I sold the company. Imagine every time you add a new client to your database, they go onto a sequence. A sequence is anything you want it to be. So it can send out an email, a text, a postcard, a voicemail drop, a ringless voicemail drop. So let's say let's just pretend you're my customer and I enroll you, you hire me to clean out your house or remove whatever, and Paul Italia becomes my customer. You're automatically enrolled into a sequence if I say so. By default, you are, okay? Any client. And even if I import 5,000 clients, you're all on this new sequence. This new sequence, let's say I created the sequence to send out an a summer clean out special. So you get an email and then a text saying, hey, we're in the area. You know, like it sends out a text every 3 months just saying we're in the area. And then it sends out a postcard every 6 months saying, thank you for your business, you 10% discount. So as you can see, sequences are and it'll just send the fucking postcard. All you do is create the sequence and it does all the steps. It could send out a postcard every week if you wanted it to. So you can do emails, texts, postcards, ringless voicemail drops. You can create these sequences as powerful as you want, and it will do the sequence indefinitely in perpetuity forever. So every time I add a new client, it throws them on the sequence. So it remarkets for your customers without you having to think about it. So every time you add a new customer to your database, I'm doing 5-10 jobs a day in junk removal. Think about the power that it's going to send out that sequence over the course of a year forever. So it just remarkets to them forever. And there's applications that do this, but it's complicated, it's expensive. I make it dumb easy.
And that's the main thing, because a lot of, like you were saying, blue collar guys, they're not really tech savvy, and when you start getting into that, and they have to make their own marketing and send it out, these mass text messages, people are just going to shut down and they're not even going to try it. But making it simple and one software that could do all that, and it kind of like on a timeline where they could set up, I think that is key. And I mean, that's going to just regenerate more business, and what they say in the junk industry, it's once you get a customer, you should have them for life and constantly keep.
Yep.
I like that whole deal where you put out like every 6 months, like, oh, we got a special 10% off. That is key, man. You're going to get reoccurring
Without
business
having to think about it.
Yeah, I really like that.